Hello everybody, they call me Muse and I welcome you back to Baldur's Gate 3, where Moven Gerga Jones and her honourable crew are running out of things to do in Act 2. We're not all the way there yet, but we're getting there.
Can't slow down.
We've been infected.
Nothing of value comes easy. Overcome my trials and win my embrace.
I shall prove myself worthy, Lady Shaw.
It was that rat, wasn't it? That rat infected us. Now, why did it do that? Either way, I don't think Shadi cares all that much. She just wants to do her trials. We don't need her to do her trials. But we're going to let her do one, because there might be approval points. And if there's approval points up for grabs, we want some. So let's make our way through here. We haven't got guidance on. We could have added that. But I don't think it's the end of the world. Now, you stand over there, Carlo. There's a good lass. Should we look at the sacrificial bowl ourselves first?
The bowl contains an ancient rust-coloured bloodstain. It forms a neat disc, as if spilled calmly and willingly.
This is one of Lady Shah's trials. Allow me. It's important.
Of course. And there we go.
Values those that can remain unseen.
We did indeed get some approval for that. Now we've got an Umbral Gem as well.
At least things have stayed interesting.
Now we could in theory do the rest of the tests. But to be honest, I'm bored of them. I've done them multiple times. So we're just going to bypass them entirely and go down to the library. I'm assuming the library's not going to pose too much threat because we don't use a whole lot of spells on the crew. I mean, Gale does and Shadi does, but we've got a couple of people that can just walk in and start smacking things. So the silenced effect isn't the end of the world. And it's gone now anyway. Outstanding. So that means that we can use things like Booming Blade, should we so desire. Let's do a bit of Cunning Dash. And let's reach this lad. It's a Night Weaver. Sneak attack. And we could even use our bees to teleport and stand next to the next friend. Bonk. Hello. Ah, they've got Radiant Retort. It's good that I noticed that. Because Shadi does like a bit of Sacred Flame. Okay, so they're immune to blinded, but they still don't like being in light. Now, we've got most of our spell slots free. That's good. What might we want to spend them on? Spend them on lightning bolts that only hit one person. That doesn't seem great. Got Walls of Fire. Blights. Have we not got any level 5 spells prepared? Do we have level 5 spells? No, we don't. That would explain it then. Our multi-classing has prevented us from getting them. But we can call lightning. That's fun. That was good damage. Now we saved our concentration throw. Wonderful. We can't hit that guy. We can hit this one though. Get our resistance on the go. Oh, we took damage. Why did we take damage? Oh, is that because we've got something on? We might have something somewhere that gives us additional radiant damage on hits. Although I don't see anything that's immediately apparent. Either way, that's what's going on there, I feel. It's probably fine. Okay, it's not fine. It's fine. We only do a little bit of radiant damage. Haha. Do we counterspell that? Nah. Ah. But he missed his attack, which meant we did radiant damage to him, which meant we got hit anyway. What a pisser. Suppose we can get our temporary HP as well. Now Karlach. We do have advantage. So that's great. What should we do with our teleport? I guess we can just double threaten this lad in case he decides to run away. And now that one up there I would like to deal with. We've got low ground. Can we tug him off? Yeah, we can. He's probably going to go straight back up there though. Oh, I forgot we've got Core Lightning on, haven't we? That's what I could have done. Now Gale, do you want to just blam that lad? Why not? Okay, that round we didn't do any radiant damage, it seems. Odd. But victory is ours. Now, we've got buttons and rows of books. Karlach is our woman for the job. An easy disarm there. Okay, that did nothing. What about these rows of books? What have we got? The soft sceptre, that's not the one. How does one even trap a row of books? Teachings of Lost, the Night Singer, that sounds like what we're after. Now we just need to find the right button to get through that gate. Although, we could probably lockpick it. But I feel like disarming the buttons has a general lower difficulty level than just picking the lock of the gate. Now, Karlach, would you like to pop that book in?
Silence the night song.
Wonderful. And there's the Spear of Night.
This has to be the Spear of Night. The weapon Lady Shar bid me to wield.
It's certainly a weapon. We'll hang on to it for now. The main thing is we've got it, and that'll make Shadi happy. Now it's time to venture outside. We could use that lever. We could just teleport, couldn't we? My intention is not to go in immediately to the gauntlet, but we'll get the waypoint down there. That's going to trigger a point of no return though, venturing into the Shadowfell, so we're saving that for a while. Now, we've only got one of the 3 Umbral Gems that's required to get through this door. You might think this is a problem. That's if you haven't brought Gale along. Knock knock! And there we go. Trials of Shar just bypassed. And there's the
This
waypoint.
must be where initiates undertook their final preparations. The end is near.
The The end is near. But it's not today. We've got other business today. We've got one more legendary fight that's just out and about in the world. And then we've got a bunch of plot-specific ones. So, let's just go this way. Is this the path that leads... Oh no, that's the path that leads east. I mean, compass tells you that. Let's go through the toll house then. I should have teleported to Moonrise rather than to the town. But we're going to head over towards some Gith friends. I don't think we need to rest because we've barely used any of our resources. Now, is it up this way? It's probably up this way. The map looks a bit dark here as though we've not travelled in this direction.
Listen, the psionic detector. Githyanki are lurking nearby.
Yeah, they are. Bunch of lurkers. How best to deal with them? Do we want to switch back to a two-hander? Or are we okay at the moment? I think we're probably okay. I like that shield a lot. Where you at, friends? They're not showing up just yet. Gale. Can you get the high ground on people by sneaking up here? Are you not allowed? Oh, you can jump up there. That's promising. Where might you want to be? Again, you're probably a spellcaster in this fight, so... I mean, yeah, it's what she does, is she casts spells and things. So you probably also want to be somewhere out of trouble. Whereas baby girl Karlach and myself want to be in trouble for sure. I'm surprised they're not visible yet. We know that they're here. Sometimes they can ambush you, but we know that they're here, so I'm kind of hoping that they won't automatically ambush us and have a surprise round.
On my way.
There they are.
Well, Wargaz failed to kill you. I won't make the same mistake.
Okay. We have advantage. In that they're not going first. So that's just dandy. Chitrai Taskan, an avatar of Lakith, with a legendary action, Soul Sacrifice. When a humanoid dies, Chitrai can sacrifice its souls of Lakith in return for great power. Once 3 souls have been sacrificed, she takes on Vlaakith's undying aspect, armor class increased by 3, ability scores increased by 3, and fires 6 beams when casting Eldritch Blast. So basically, that all sounds like the worst. Sounds like she needs to go first. Bonk. And Kasmak. And shove. I mean, yeah, maybe she will get to teleport about the gaff. But for now, we've annoyed her. And we'll threaten that guy a bit. Now, she is stabbable with a sneak attack. And some bees. And some booms. And she's not doing well for herself. Gale. I think Scorching Ray is probably a good bet. It usually is. A high level one? Path is interrupted. Come now. Why is the path interrupted? Took her from 88 health to 13. And then down to 6. I think she's going down before she gets a turn, you know. Just a regular core lightning should do the job, right? And they're all standing in water. 17 health? Why has she got 17 health now? Did she gain health back from that? Party gained 200 experience. That would suggest that we killed her. Ah, she was resurrected. That would explain it. Why was she resurrected? Did I just not read one of her other abilities? That seems the most plausible. We'll kill her next turn. Stop shooting me. Prick. Yeah, you get smacked. There goes your temporary HP. Gale will not be tripped today, thank you. Now, what has this lot got planned? Big smacks on Karlach. Okay, so she didn't get a turn. That's great news. Gale, you could finish her off, right? 95%er. Lovely. Now it's just a fight against a bunch of Gith. And there goes your parry. That's wonderful. Because of that, Karlach, do you want to... You haven't got advantage. Okay. Mo. You could Misty Step, couldn't you? Down we go. We don't want Karlach to get beaten up too badly. Could have raged as well. I don't feel like it now that the main threat's out of the picture. Now we should be able to sneak attack, right? And some bees. And some booms. And if we stand over here, maybe sup a potion. Then we can call lightning once again. And that's a bit more damage to those two. The rangers, though, now are going to be a bit of a pain. Hellish Rebuke. 41 damage. Buy that for $1. Yeah, these buggers are going to keep rallying people. Which is annoying. But I do want these guys down because they are going to mince Karlach if we're not careful. Second wind. What a dick. Well. You get cold, hopefully. Okay, we landed a crit, but they parried. But they're now paralysed. I kind of forgot about their parry ability, so that sucks. Let's use another high-level Scorching Ray. That did some good damage. We like this. And you can still parry? Yeah, so that's that out of the picture.
Catch my breath.
We will get back our temporary HP, because we like that. We will sneak attack this lad. Piss. Booming Blade then. Brick. 275% and we failed. That's wank. Flourish. There we go. Have some bees. And then hopefully Shadi can boom it to death. Alas, it's on 2 HP, but it's still electrocuted, right? Is it? Or is it not? Maybe it's not anymore. And everyone else has used their bonus actions. Oh no, wait, we've got a bonus action here. We could give them a little shove. Good. That got the job done. I'm not sure why it did damage per se, but it got the job done. And we can actually get up here and threaten this guy, making him less of a deal. Another Hellish Rebuke. Yeah, we're just going to rebuke this bugger until he's dead, pretty much. Really would like you to stop arrowing of many targets, though. You sod. So... bash this lad, I think. Karlach is kind of somewhat wounded. But she could cunningly dash if she felt the need. And get up top somewhere. And then these guys can't parry. Because they don't have the blade and or the skill required. I should have probably done a sneak attack crit there rather than a B crit. But it's fine. Is there somewhere we can stand to burn this guy down?
Psionic detector
Wonderful.
alerted us to the Githyanki attack. Looks like Voss was good for his word.
He was. Good old Voss.
Here.
And that is another legendary fight crossed off the list. Our next major encounter is not a legendary fight, but it is a big pain in the buttocks.
My dogs are barking. Can we rest?
Yeah, we can probably rest very soon. Let's have a look though. What have we just picked up? We've got the Psionic Ward armor. We're not Gith, so it doesn't give us resistance to psychic damage. But it would allow us to regain hit points when we succeed on saving throws. We got a hand crossbow +1, which Gale no longer needs. Okay. We've got all sorts of crap that we should definitely go back and sell at Last Light. Do we have anything else to do before we go back to Last Light? We've got lots of quests, but they're all pretty much intertwined with one another. Oh, we've got He Who Was to speak to. How are we doing for XP? We're halfway to level 10. I don't know if we're going to get to level 10 before we fight the final bosses of this act. But let's go and find friend He Who Was. So if we just generally head east from Last Light. There are other fights out here, aren't there? Oh, we've gone the wrong way, I think. Even looking at the map and having a waypoint, we've gone the wrong way. But yeah, there's another fight against shadow-cursed blights of some sort. They're just hanging about somewhere. Traveller's Chest. Malachite. And Glod. So maybe we should also look out for that fight. Where would it be? Because we've kind of been most everywhere out here. There's a spot with a chest. You get close to it, and it triggers the ambush roll. No, it's not that chest, because we've opened that one. There's He Who Was' circle, so... We'll have a quick look around for it in a moment.
The air stirs in trepidation. You have the ledger.
How do you know I have the ledger?
The Raven always knows.
And tell me why you want it.
To punish a murderer. If that is not enough, leave. I have no time for those lacking commitment.
Okay, here it is.
We have it. Her lies, her guilt. Madeline reported her friends to a dark justiciar and fled when they were butchered. Well, she flees no more. I will be the conduit for Madeline's spirit. I will force her to face trial, and you will be the judge. Make her beg. Make her suffer.
That's not how we go about things. We're here to make sure she sees justice.
There is no justice for traitors, only pain. witness.
You. He said I was gonna be punished. That you'd be the judge. But I didn't mean to hurt anyone.
Why don't you tell me what happened?
I said it didn't mean nothing. That Ben and Mark were just drunk and whining. The Dark Justicia promised she was gonna chat with him. She promised.
If it was drunk complaining, why'd you report them?
The Dark Justicia said to report everything, big or small. She ain't the type you say no to. She gave him a dagger each and told them to press it against their stomachs on the count of 3 to start stabbing and not stop till she said so. She never said stop. I'd do anything to take it back. Anything.
There's nothing you need to do. This wasn't your fault, I promise.
What I did was wrong, and I won't ever forgive myself. But hearing that just one person doesn't hate me, that one person forgives me, makes the load so much lighter. Thank you.
You were supposed to make her suffer, not forgive her.
Do not speak to me like that.
You're right. Now is not the time for talk. You have crossed me. And for that, I end your pathetic life.
I'd like to see you try. Karlach, please stab that bird. Well done. Could have stabbed the guy as well, but I suppose I didn't specifically tell you that. Bonk. Burden of time. What's the burden of time, Aura? Disadvantage on saving throws, unless you're an elf. I don't think we're that worried about saving throws. We're just going to punch your face off. Now, we are having a long rest after this, so... Scorching Ray? Why not? Why the heck not? Little treat.
You have been judged and found wanting.
Fear? No. No fear. Now, what are you up to? Shaddy? There we go. Murking the dude. Arrow of Roaring Thunder. Very well. And that's that quest out of the way. Forgiveness has been granted to Madeline. Now we can take all her stuff. And so our next goal, I guess, is going to look out for that little ambush with the shadow-cursed dudes. I feel like I've not already done it. This isn't the right chest, but it is locked, so we'll crack that bad boy open. Or at least we would if my mouse was fully working. The cursor is moving. Left click, right click. I mean, right click is working. Because I can click on people. But it's not selecting them. What's the deal with that? Okay, it's nothing a quick quit and reload can't fix. Now I've just dropped a very small hotfix today. I suspect that's got nothing to do with this at all. It's just coincidence. But still, it's a bit sus. Let's try and be at least a little methodical in our searches. We'll go north here. We're looking basically for a little plateau that we can climb up with a chest on it, tantalizingly in view as you approach the road. And around it there's a bunch of shadowy buggers of the non-boss variety lurking in ambush. We found a dirt mound. That's something, one supposes. Aha, there's a chest. This looks familiar. Look at it. It's all up there just saying, come on over, help yourself to my contents. But things lurk in the shadows, and it feels like we've all failed our perception checks. So let's just see what we can do about those things. Hello friends, it's us. Now, there's one. They do tend to explode if they're stabbed up. Yeah, and that actually does quite a lot of damage. Heck. Maybe we don't want to explode anymore at close range. But then again, what else does Mo do? If not rush in and murk everything. Okay, smack the big boy. Although, do we even need to smack the big boy? Can we push the big boy? We can start to push the big boy. He could probably go off a cliff next turn. That'll stop him exploding on everyone. Now, that one is a bit weak. Maybe a bit of Sacred Flame. Pisk. Now, what are you lot going to do? Fall on your ass? That'd be fun. Yeah. Wonderful. We like this. Now, Gale. There's a couple left to move, perhaps. Oh, there's one standing right there. An absolute dastard. Cool. I guess we could try and shove that one. It's not... I mean, Karlach's the best bet for the job, isn't she?
Forthwith.
But 40%. Could be worse. Ah, there goes Sleet Storm. What a bugger. Now, Karlach, do you want to shove this one? You're not super strong, are you? Let's see if we can't get you in there at a different angle. Frig. We've failed. Guess we can just stab it, can't we? We can probably take the explosion. Yeah, we could take one explosion. And we did.
Well, so much for peace.
So, what are we gonna do? 81% chance to throw that one. What if we shuffle around it instead? And give it a shove. Frig. Hey! Get Rex.
You've made a grave mistake.
I'm not actually sure this guy explodes, or if it's just the little ones. Guess we'll find out soon enough. And who's left of the little ones? There's one up there. There's one on their butt right there. That one's radiating now, which is great. But this one's now going to do its thing, but probably it's going to do its thing to Mo, which is fine. It's this one that might be a pain in the bottom. Although it looks as though it doesn't really want to do much this turn. Frick. Oh. And then I misclicked, so I shot the ground next to it. So I guess we'll just ping it with Karlach. And then can she reach the other one and ping that one? She can. Good. Mo, do you want to throw that one at this one? It is fun, throwing enemies at each other. Wonderful. And then we could smack that one who's on the ground. And he explodes, which kills the other. Wonderful. Everyone survives. Now, Karlach, you are barely surviving, but you are surviving. Let's jump over the vines. Crack this bad boy open. What have we got? Nothing major. Okay. I don't know if that XP is going to be enough to make the difference between life and death when we get to the end of this act. But I don't want to fail to get to level 10 by a couple of hundred XP. Although, I'm not going to speak to Isabel and do the last light fight, so I am leaving some XP on the table. Maybe we bash with Damon. Let's give him something for free. Let's move his attitude up a bit. Not very far, not hugely far. If we were using a level 1 character, this would be much easier. He'll give us better prices in the future like this. It'd be nice if we also just had more money, but I don't think that's how that works. The fact that we're seeing him again in Act 3 means this is probably a wise investment. I don't think his attitude needs to get to a full 100, but if it does, we get some inspiration from trading with him, I think. Although, we'd have to do a trade with Mo to get that, but that's probably fine. Doesn't have to be a big trade. Yeah, we're running out of stuff I really want to give away, I think. So let's just also do a bit of selling. Oh, actually, it's only Gale as well who gets the approval, so we'll need to do all our trading with Gale in the future. But that's probably fine. So that's definitely lightened our load somewhat. And now it's nap time. Although that said, we haven't got freedom of movement on Karlach.
Guide me.
Who was it who was generally casting that on the crew? It's Shaddy. So, while you've got spell slots left, hun, can you pop over and buff my girlfriend? Thank you. Lae'zel wants a word.
It is as we knew. My people have turned their blades against us. They will emerge from the shadows and descend from the skies, and we will grant them their only just fate. Death.
Yeah. Damn right we will. Now, it is time, not for you, Isabel, but for a fight that scares the heck out of me. It's time for the Shadow Portal defense with Friend Halsin. I'm not sure how this is going to go. One thing I do know, though, is that it tends to bug out if you separate your party and try and move them about the area before the fight begins. So we can't do that, which sucks. Is there a barrel out here, an explosive one somewhere? Or am I just making stuff up? Oh, there's a brazier. We'll light that. There's a fire wine barrel over there. That might be helpful.
What's that?
Let's chuck it over there. Definitely have some buggers come up that way. And there's one over there as well. Okay. I'm generally opposed to barrelmancy in this playthrough, but if they're going to just leave barrels lying around, And it can't really hurt to move them about the place into positions where they might help us out.
You're here. Good. Now we can begin.
Yes. Let's do it.
Very well. Once I begin the ritual, a portal to the Shadowfell will open, one that will help me save Thaniel. Whatever happens, I must go alone.
Yeah, I said let's do it, not give me an explanation of what's happening. Although, what am I to do?
With the Oakfather's blessing, I can infiltrate the Shadowfell, but doing so will sap my strength. I'll need your help if I'm to return. I need you to stay here, keep the portal open until I return, and defend it at all costs.
You can count on me, probably.
Good. Now it's important that only I pass through the portal once it opens. The magic is fragile. Any mistake, and our one chance will be lost forever. It took me years of study, of seeking the Oakfather's favor, to find a way to part the veil. Pray that this works. Oakfather, hear me. Aid me. Force open the jaws of darkness. Make passage for your vessel of light. It's ready. I'll return with Thaniel as soon as possible. Stay close to the portal. Buy me what time you can.
We'll do our best. Now, it's going to be tricky. It's defo going to be tricky. There are enemies everywhere. We don't need to kill them all. We just need to keep the portal alive. It's only got 71 HP.
Think you can take me on?
Let's see what we can do with Mo. We'll just do a bit of damage to that one. We don't need to look at the Far Realms just yet. And we'll march in and blind the others. We could probably rage, actually. That's probably a good decision. Let's get some temporary HP as well. Now, Karlach, what are you going to do? A lot of the enemies are going to come in from over there. What's our defense plan? Where does our Sleet Storm go? Because there will be Sleet Storm. Maybe we don't need that barrel over there because we're just going to sleep the place up. That should slow some buggers down. And then Gale. Do you have Wall of Fire? You do. So if anyone flies in... How do we cast this? I've never really used this spell. Like so? So that's a Wall of Fire. That's also a concentration spell. Okay. Piss. So Karlach, your job is going to be sort of generally mobile. Deal with anyone that gets too close and could be a threat. Pick off anyone you can. Yeah, I think we've got a plan. Now, life drain. Maybe that's fine. They're not too inclined to move because they're kind of buggered. They've all fallen over. Okay, that one wants to move. Karlach, that one's yours. These guys have made it around the portal. Portal? They've made it around the sleep. So, more foes. Ravens and claws and things of that nature. Now, would a fog cloud protect the shadow crossing? Maybe. I'm not sure. I think we'll try and move over here. And just stand there with Karlach. Mo. This wraith could be a bother. There's only one of it though. Is it a good deal to hold it off with one of ours? Maybe not. Now these guys have only got 10 HP. But of course it's saved against Sacred Flame.
Allow me to demonstrate.
Now Gale, you are utterly surrounded. But these ravens have got nothing. I'm thinking they'll just fly into that and just die. But... Can we drop a fireball in? Just there. We can. Of course we can. It's turned off the sleep for now. But maybe that's fine. We'll kill one of them just because we can. So yeah, the Wraith is busy. Sleet is back, which ruins their day. That guy does want to come around, but that's what Karlach's there for. Okay, that guy's made it round as well, but maybe that's okay. Yeah, Sleet Storm is helping. Wall of Fire should also help. Seems like it is. Outstanding. Now, those vines, though. So what are we up to? Level 1 Pilgrims, not really a threat. Actually. Not much of a threat at all. More wraiths and shadows. What if we do fog up there? Does that help us? Can it hurt? I don't think it can hurt to have a bit of fog on the go. And then these wraiths, we're still just sort of hanging out with them. Crit, very nice. And another crit. Are these two blinded? No. I'm going to move. That's fine. There we go, they're still blinded. Now all three of them are. There's our temporary HP back. What if we shove them? They can't be moved by force. I guess if we shove them into there, they might just die. But alas, we can't do that. So, this guy is just sort of annoying Gale. So maybe he's a target for that. Or maybe not. Sleet Storm is doing work, so I don't mind Shad's missing a bunch of attacks. 42%. 90%. Scorching Ray, 90%. What if we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Gale is no longer threatened. That Wraith is still alive, so let's ping it. Now let's see what goes on. Shadow went invisible. Idiots fell over. I guess this is the key to this fight. Just bring Sleet Storm. And you'll have jolly good times. Ooh, saved against it, briefly. Can't have that. Honestly, this is outstanding. Now, a few of them did get through. But that's where the next line of defense comes into play, which is the wall. And now they're blinded as well.
Just have to buy him a little more time.
Okay, I'm glad Gale survived that. Now, who are you? You're just a shadow, perhaps. Mo, you're like the least useful person here, but you're still keeping these guys busy, which is great news. Karlach. Who have we got up here? We've got that one who's just stood there, and that one who's in the wall of fire. Are they going to take another hit as soon as their turn starts? I'm going to say probably. But this one probably wants to get boomed. Nice. And then just stabbed, I guess. Why not? And then they're going to run into the wall of fire, and that's probably them done. Between Booming Blade, Opportunity Attack, and everything else. Another save against the Sacred Flame. Gale. Target is too close. Arcane accuracy is very high. Which means our odds of connecting on these attacks are also very high. Oh, path is interrupted by a fire wine barrel. I've not helped myself with that. That's just to make sure that that guy goes down. We may as well shoot that guy just because we can. Sleet continues to occur. These guys continue to try to get close, but a lot of them are rangers as well, which is where the fog, the third line of defense, comes into play. I've over-prepared for this fight, I think. This is why I made Shaddy the old druid cleric combo. I just wanted big area of effect type gubbins for this fight. And it turns out it's worked pretty well for us. Dark currents, okay. Yep, you do your thing. Now, Mo. This is the last round. You have done a sterling job of keeping those wraiths busy. Karlach, you have just done an amazing job of everything. Who do we want to shoot? Is that Chasm? That might be Chasm over there. So if we come over here, we ping this guy at the front, and we give him a bit of Legion of Bees knockback. Nope. Okay, we can't just shove people off into that bit, it seems. Or at least we didn't shove them far enough, so it probably would have had a red line if it showed up lines for the bee knockback, but it does not. Hey, we landed a Sacred Flame. Outstanding. And Gale, choices abound. Throw out a celebratory fireball. Wonderful. No real need. It's just funny. Oh. Okay, that one did get a ranged attack on. Maybe we put the fog in the wrong place? I don't think it matters. The next goal, which I should have probably considered before ending this turn, is to cancel the wall of fire so that Halsin doesn't just die in it.
have him.
Yeah, don't move too far. We'll just stroll through it because we're allowed. And it's
Something's
kind of
wrong.
obscuring this cutscene. Although that's probably the
Dreadfully
fog.
wrong.
Either way.
No. It can't be.
What's up, Halson? I'm here. Somewhere. Just follow my voice. We need to get him someplace safe.
Yes. I'll bring him back to camp. He'll be safest with us. I need to examine him. I need to understand what's wrong. It's almost like something's missing from him. Come see us when you can.
We will do so. However... Oh no, looks like he's gone. We're good. Can we end that wall of fire though, please?
What's next, I wonder?
Just in case. The fog has ended. Everything's ended. Wonderful. So it turns out that fight, not so bad with Sleet Storm. Everything else helped to some extent. But yeah, Sleet Storm saved the day for sure. None of this lot have got any sensible loot on them, have they? Oh, the Gith have got a bit of cash to be picked up, basically, by picking up their longswords and whatnot. But yeah, there's no point in looting all these guys, he says, continuing to loot these guys. But we've got better things to do than loot a big old pile of corpses. We've got Oliver to deal with, and that is probably the next thing on our agenda, and that's going to be next time. So until then, thank you very much for watching, friends. I'll see you soon.